Hey guys, today we're going to interview Saud for our MMAN3000 professional engineering video. Saud, how's it going?
Good, thanks. How are you guys?
I'm pretty good. Alright, so tell us a bit about yourself and what you do.
Well, you know my name is Saud. I work for Telstra. I work as a technical support analyst. It's actually a second level IT engineering job. Been with Telstra for long. It's roughly about 3.5 years, more than that. But within Telstra, I've actually been moving around.
Yeah.
But yeah, doing this role for roughly about a year or so. Yeah, so that's about it.
How did you get into the role? Like, how did you find this job?
Initially, when I finished my bachelor back in 2009 and started looking for a job, for about 8-9 months I didn't get any. After that, I got this job through an agency actually. So you know how you put your resumes to different agencies and then you get the job out of them. So I got into Telstra as an agency, and then I actually got a chance to work with Telstra itself. So first I actually worked as a PSTN tester. So the PSTN it's sort of like how you have the landlines.
Yeah.
So that product I was actually looking at, and after working for 1 year for that, and I went to the ADSL and the PSTN. So I was looking both of them. So yeah, that was about it. It was through an agency basically first of all, and then you.
Okay, so it took you 8 months to find your job after you graduated?
Yes, actually yes. In that 8 months I was actually doing a professional E course. So because I was an international student at that time, so it was an issue when it comes to the residency.
Okay.
So there were kind of companies, they were interested, but because of the visa restrictions and stuff, so couldn't join the companies. But once I was doing the professional E course, they were meant to do a 3 months of internship. So they were about to provide those internships. So they introduce you to companies and you do the job for them voluntarily. But luckily at the meantime I was actually trying, and I got that job. So
yeah, which you prefer rather than volunteering.
Yeah, that was pretty hectic time, but yes, I went through that phase.
Yeah, so for this transition though, like how did you find the transition from uni life to work life? What was the biggest difference?
It was totally different. When it comes to workplace within the uni, it's actually a total different life you got to lead. What I find different, it was like, when you go to work life, you actually meant to work in a certain routine and stuff. Where in uni it was a bit different. Like, some of the classes are 12, some of the classes are 6. You wake up late, you go to bed late and stuff like this. That was the first thing I had an issue with. It was so hard to wake up in the morning.
Right.
It was so hard to get up. So at one point it was the hardest part for me to cope up with the thing. And how you do assignments, you got friends and stuff, or you're doing an individual thing. Over there you're actually working as a team, and you got certain things to follow.
Yep.
Being in the rule. And another problem I had, even though it was I did my telecom engineering from the UTS, and I joined Telstra, so it was a good name for me, Telstra and telecom. So, but when you start working there, it wasn't much from the textbook. It wasn't much. But initially, you will be scared now, probably what I'm gonna do if it nothing match from the thing. But the good part is, whenever you go to a different company, they will give you training. They will be providing you training what needs to be done and what you're gonna be doing. So because every companies have their different systems, what they actually run, and they will give you. But what actually helps you from the uni, certain things you will actually have the knowledge to run a program or run a software, or working in a group. You know how you learn a little bit from the uni. You use all those things when you go to the work. It is a different, but you use some of the knowledge within the workplace. So it's pretty good, but it's all about, it's not going to come all together. It comes bits and pieces, but you know when to use what. So that's the good thing,
So it's not really about the actual content you learn. It's more about the methods that you learn to learn new things. Right. So Like, what are you currently doing it? Like, have you got any ambitions in terms of where to go?
I am doing masters now.
Yep.
I actually didn't got into the uni straight away, so I've done my 3 years experience now, and now I'm planning to change my route actually. So I've done my engineering. Now I'm doing masters on engineering management, which is kind of like changing a bit of a trend or route, whatever you say. So I want to go towards the management side now, rather than going more into the technical side. Because if you want to go improving your technical aspect, you don't need a degree. That's my opinion. You need more like a certification course and stuff.
Right.
To develop your technical side rather than doing a master's on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would you say this technical side is necessary before you learn the management side?
I would probably say yes, and strong aspect, but because you learn technical side and you implement those whatever the skills and knowledge you have, because without knowing that technical side, there's no point. There's no way you can be a manager.
Yeah.
Okay, and because you got to know what you're doing and what job is actually assigned to you. Once you know what you're doing, and that's the time you step up and you grow yourself to manage someone like you. So I'll probably say yes.
So how long have you been doing your masters now?
It's been 1.5 years. So I'm doing part-time because I have to do a full-time job.
Yep.
So I'm doing 2 subjects at a time, and then started last year. This is my 3rd semester, so 1 more semester to go.
1 more semester. And are you finding it beneficial?
At this point, it is. The reason is, so when you go to master's or management course now, if you wouldn't have had the job, or if you would have done the experience, some of the things are just textbook things, just reading it doesn't make sense. When I read it, it actually makes a lot more sense because I know, oh, that's what my manager does.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Or you know how the job rolls. So if you're doing a subject say like managing working people, you know what sort of people is working around you.
Yeah.
So it makes actually more sense rather than if you wouldn't have any experience, it would be just like you trying to memorize it. Okay, if in this situation, I need to do this.
Yeah.
In this situation, I need to do this.
Yeah.
When in your case, in my case, it will make more sense because I know exactly what they're talking.
So, like, a lot of people complain about how, like, doing a master's in, engineering management, it's all theoretical and you don't really get much practice. And then when you do get chucked into a management role, you're not really prepared for it in terms of that.
See, that's why you need, like, when you becoming a manager, straight away becoming a manager into a different department or something, obviously you will struggle.
Yep.
Even if someone is a manager for like years and he have to manage a different team, he will struggle there again. Management, when you do the degree, obviously it gives you, most of the time the degree will give you just like gibberish. You just memorize it. Okay. But at one point, as I'm telling you, it will click in. When you start working as a manager, it will click in. Because obviously when you do masters, you do more theories and these sort of stuff. Most of the time you probably will see they don't actually go with the workplace. It does if you can sort of do a coordination within your work and the workers' workplace.
Yeah.
So
And I guess to a certain extent you need to have that degree backing to get a job.
it does. At one point it is to step up. That's the key to the lock. And then after going inside that door, it depends on you how well you're doing there.
Yeah.
But just to open the door, you need the key and you need the masters. That's where the certification comes in.
Yeah.
When you got a job interview, most of the job, you will probably see they'll ask you for 1,000 things, and you got the job. They use none of them.
Yeah.
You get so pissed. Because you ask for certain, this is how they shortlist things. Because if they say, oh, I want these people, there will be 1,000 of them. But asking for other things, those doesn't have the key. They can't even open the door. So it's just when they don't even have the certification, they can't even apply. So by that way, you actually already filtering persons.
Yeah.
Where the 1,000 people will be coming now will be 200. So you do need the degrees and things,
Just to get your foot in the door.
Correct.
So, would you have any advice for uni students looking for jobs right now, like what could they do to help strengthen their position in finding a job?
My advice would be, it actually depends on internationals and the locals. It is a big difference here.
Yep.
But anyways, I won't go there. But what I was going to say, for any students, any graduate students, when the final years come, strongly saying, do look for graduate roles. Okay? When you get the graduate roles, if you can get through it, it actually gives you a way to push start. You won't imagine how help is it. Because for international students, it's hard to get a graduate roles. Okay? That's why I was saying this.
Yeah.
But once you get a graduate role, they actually, you work in different departments within a company for 2 years.
Yeah.
Even though the pay probably will be a bit of a, much or less, yeah. But still, you get into the company, after 2 years, they let you choose the departments you want to work with. The reason I'm saying this, you actually get to know the company from different aspect.
Right.
Yeah.
So graduate roles, it's a very good way of start, I would say. Or even if you, not everyone can get a graduate role. Get whatever you can, get into the industry. Don't think I'm an engineer, I have to get an engineering job. Don't.
Okay.
Rather than sitting home and waiting for the perfect job, I'll probably say just start something.
Just to get your foot in the door.
That's it. Get your hand on something.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right.
No
And
worries.
thanks, Saud, for taking your
No
time.
worries, thank you.
And,
Thank you.
yeah,
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thanks.
Alright, thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
Alright.